God bless, God bless, God bless wherever you may find yourselves. God bless you all and welcome to another Friday. I wanted to just change it up just a wee bit today, just a wee bit. I wanted to just, we're going to do a couple of videos and stuff, but I just wanted to also focus on the amount of tension this dude called GodLogc is getting from these dawah people. And how sad and how crazy it is when these people are so inexperienced and want to take him on. So we're gonna watch some videos, and of course, we're gonna go through a few more, man. We're just gonna go through a few more, man, and we're gonna see how um how these Muslims react when it comes to this dude called GodLogc. I mean, his wife has been paying attention to the dawah. And she herself has been cooking them. She's been humiliating them, man. She's been humiliating them like you cannot believe. And because she's been doing that, you know what's going to happen. They're going to go into full attack, because that's what Muslims do. They go into attack because they cannot refute. Now, I tried to fix up my internet, but I noticed that it's still giving me a bit of hassle. So I'm not too sure, guys. I'm not too sure what's going on with my internet. I've done the whole morning. I've been trying to make sure that that the internet is working on all tests. It seems to be as it should be, and then all of a sudden it just stops. Interneting. So I'm going to try and see how it goes, and if not, then we can just do a live where we'll invite Muslims to try to explain the logic about Allah's shin being Allah and how to worship that shin. Now, on the image, as you can see, in the image, you can see that Muhammad hijab is there. You've got duck lips is there. Now, duck lips, ladies and gentlemen, has come out with a new video, and I swear, duck lips, lesbiano, author dumpling, you, sir, are an absolute awful person. You cannot destroy logic in a debate. You can't outwit him. You're not smart enough to do that. So then you turn towards his wife. You, sir, I want the camera to notice my face when I say this to you. You, sir, are a coward. Because you'd never say that in front of Logic's face. You, sir, are absolutely despicable. Now the video will come out soon, guys, where you guys are going to be seeing what the latest is when it comes to lesbiano, author dumpling. Don't know if you guys have seen it yet. I haven't seen it. It's been sent to us privately with him and his new accusations. And because of the new accusations, I promise you, this guy does not demand any respect from any of us. All the dumplings, his last comments regarding Logic's wife proves why he is not worth the time. And I pray and hope that a lot of Christians realize this and avoid him, because he's the type of person that you flush. When you see them circling that Kaaba, flush it. With this guy's mouth, flush him. As soon as he opens his mouth and you see him on your screens and you see him don't give him the attention he is desperately looking for. That's why he's attacking and going after her. And the thing is, that's right, DJ. The thing is, we need to also be just like how the Muslims are running this, this fake and useless idea of buenasos, of let's boycott a guy called Duron. We now have to also say enough is enough. Enough is enough. We need to say no more. Stop, enough. And we have a DJ. We need to say enough is enough, because what the latest that's come out this guy's mouth is honestly awful. Honestly awful. And he makes it seem as if it's true. Now the Muslims, because they're gullible and quite silly at times, they're going to believe this type of nonsense. And they believe it because they want it to be true, right? They just want it to be true because they've got nothing else. They've got nothing else that they can rely on, stand on, and they have. So what do? They just go and they attack. Now, This again is just a heads up for all these beautiful brothers and sisters in Christ that think that destroying or having an argument with this guy called the author dumpling, they think that they're gonna, oh, guess what I did? I destroyed author dumpling. Finished work. I hope you still there. I want to use some of your videos. If you've got anything with logic, I need to use it today. So again, we can't give this guy a platform knowing that if it was based on if he made videos refuting logic, let's just say it like this. If he made videos refuting logic in debates, in conversations, then that would be brilliant, because then we can say, well, we've got we've got the evidence, and now the evidence is logic was beaten in a debate. Don't come and give me, I lost the debate, so let me attack his wife, or I lost the this and let me do that. That's not what we're asking for. If logic loses the debate and someone did something fantastic, then we will go with that. Okay, logic, shape up, come back stronger on the next one. Right? Come back stronger on the next debate. But don't go and pick on a man's wife. And then not only pick on her, but then bring lies about her. That's one. The other thing is, because it is Friday and I did want to watch some videos, I want to start with a video of logic, being logic. Just a simple little one. Now, again, forgive me. I am trying my internet. I've been on the call the whole day trying to see why it needs to be upgrading and stuff. It could be that maybe I actually don't know. They're in a bit of a stop as well. But that's just the start. I hope you guys enjoyed the song "The Our Father" that I made today. I made the other day. I think it's a great song just to start. It's a great song just to start looking at the Our Father and then ending with the Psalm, because we make videos and we make all the stuff and there's Logic joining from the link. You're more than welcome, Logic. All we're doing today, man, is just I'm going to show some of your videos, Logic. We're just going to show some of your videos today, how you've been cooking these people. So this is normally a Friday for those that don't know. We watch videos of Muslims destroying Muslims. But today, I just wanted to go through a few videos from the man himself, Mr. GodLogc, Mr. Avery, and how these Muslims just can't handle, right? So they can't handle conversations. And, Logic with his demure and his little smile, and he's a bit suave. I had to create this image over here. And if you look in the pot, you'll notice that there's Arabic writing in these papers, because what he's done is he's taken all their stuff, put it in the pot, and he's just cooking up a storm. And the Muslims, man, they don't like the storm. Now, author duck lips, as you can see, author dumpling over there, he's kissing his lips because he can't wait to get some of it. He can't wait to get some of it. So let's watch video number 1. Now, please, I'm trying my best to hope this internet is going to work as it should be, and then we can continue. But the first video is a woman that comes up and calls out Logic. Now, you can look at that face. Man, look at that darling of a face, man. Come on, man. Look at that. You're like, what you talking about, man? You'd be like, what you talking about, man? Let's get to the first one. That's right, Logic. What you doing, man? Look at that face, man. What you doing, man? Oh my goodness. Okay, let's see. Video number 1, people. Let's enjoy. And this is just the start, and then we're gonna start looking at other videos where he just being Logic, man. This is just being Logic. So the GodLogc Effect is how you can get people. And one of my favorites, and Logic, this is one of my favorites. The guy that came up and he's like, that 2200, man, that 2200, is that for real, man? Why you got a smiley face? Is that for real, man? And then Logic asked him a question. He goes, okay, well, I'll come back, man. I'll come back. Okay, let's see video number 1.
To tell you that Cora cooked you, and I thought she did too, and they all did, but anyway.
The disciples were low-key stupid.
Sorry, I wasn't. Yo, why are you laughing, bro? Cora cooked you.
Because you're funny.
Thank you.
Anyway.
You're saying that my God is a man, yet you're ignoring that your God needs a mate to have a son.
No.
Oh, come on, man. See, this is what's going on. I'm not too sure, man. I've tested it all this morning. I made sure everything was working. See, this is good. Logic's in the house. Try again, Logic. Yeah, that smile. Look at that smile, man. I know that Cape Town Wi-Fi, man. This is Cape Town Wi-Fi. Let's try again. I apologize, man. And I had it all working. I tested everything. I even changed out the switch I had working, man. Okay, thank you, man. Maybe you know, maybe Logic got a brain freeze there. I'll say that. Logic got himself a brain freeze, people. Look, now look at him now. Now he's like, got eyes closed. He's like, I can't be bothered, man. I can't be bothered. Seriously, come on, man. Is anyone that has any idea about the interweb? What is wrong with this? Oh my goodness. Let me see. Let's go back. Okay. Guys, once again, I do apologize. I thought that it was going to work now after all my hard work. After all of that, man. Let me see if I can go back there and try this again.
The question is, did Jesus predict Muhammad?
For me, I would say yes. When you guys would claim he's talking about the Holy Spirit, when he says, obviously, the helper.
This is John 16, verse 7.
So, nevertheless, I tell you the truth. It is to your advantage that I go away. For if I do not go away, the helper will not come to you. But if I go, I will send him to you.
And you believe this is about Muhammad?
Yes. He's the next prophet after him. So it makes more sense.
Okay. So you believe that Jesus sent Muhammad?
Yes.
I just need to make sure.
In no way, my first entry, I'm getting a red book.
Jesus sent Muhammad, you said yes. So according to Islam, who's the one that sent Muhammad?
According to Islam, it is Allah.
You're saying Jesus is God who sent Muhammad?
But can I not also claim that I'm coming with a historical view? Because
how?
I'm just looking at this like I'm Bart Ehrman or like I'm some secular guy, right?
No, you ain't looking at it like you're Bart Ehrman.
Okay. Let me. The only next prophet who claims his God to be the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob is Muhammad, right? So that's how I see.
You got Joseph Smith too.
Joseph Smith, does he come after? He comes after.
He comes after Jesus. They both come after Jesus.
You know what? I actually have to agree with you. I think they can both make the claim.
So why not historically say this is Joseph Smith?
I guess, listen, as a guy who has to subscribe to this religion, I have to say it's because the evidence
theology.
Historically, it dates back further and closer to Christ.
That makes no sense. Because Jesus doesn't say, oh, the one who comes nearest to me after me, who's closer to my time is the comforter. That's not what he says. I don't say that at all. This is you adding these type of stipulations here.
I'm not gonna lie, you're right about that. I actually have to be honest with you. Okay.
So both Joseph Smith and Muhammad both have equal right to this claim.
Listen, I'm not gonna lie with you, bro. I agree with that.
The question is, did Jesus predict Muhammad?
For me, I would.
Do you see why we call it the logic effect? You see, the guy came in guns blazing. I mean, this guy, he was ready for action. This dude, he was ready for action. And what did he do? He came up to Logic and he's like, dude, I got you. I got you, Logic. And Logic's like, you know, cool, calm, and collective. I mean, he just sat there as cool as a cucumber. And he's like, okay, hang on a second. Hang on a second. This is what happens when Muslims don't think. This is what happens when Muslims don't actually pay attention to things around them. Hey, Postman, thank you so much for what you did the other day, man. God bless you. Right? I mean, this is just another example of the logic effect and how it changes minds, how people change their mind as quick as they come up and they think they're smart. And then all of a sudden they find out that maybe they should have just kept quiet. They should have just.
This guy came up here to tell you.
So now hopefully this video will work again. This is a woman coming up and she is all for the Quran, all for the Itachi. She's all for them and she is 100% going to put logic in his place. I mean, look at his eyes. Those eyes are telling me now that this is a man in fear. This man is a man in fear.
This guy came up here to tell you that Cora cooked you, and I thought she did too, and they all did. But anyway,
The disciples were low-key stupid.
sorry, I wasn't. Yo, why are you laughing, bro? Cora cooked you.
Because you're funny.
Cute.
Anyway,
You're saying that my God is a man, yet you're ignoring that your God needs a mate to have a son.
no,
No?
wait, yeah, but
Exactly.
okay.
What's Allah's gender?
Allah doesn't have a gender.
Then why does he need a mate?
Okay, be all over the place sometimes, but it's
What's Allah's gender? Why does he need a mate? Ah, man, this is crazy. I apologize, man. I swear, guys, you guys know that the videos have been working, and now all of a sudden it's just thinking it's gonna strike. It's gonna go on a strike. Just like, not 434 strike, but it's gonna just take out a piece of paper and walk around the house and say, nope, I'm
Right.
striking.
because at least I'm not the only stupid one. Because hashtag the disciples are low-key stupid. Anyway,
How old are you?
I'm old enough to be your mom, low-key. But anyway,
Really?
yeah,
You in your 50s?
nah, man, I'm ancient. So I wanted to ask you a question, if that's okay.
No, you don't though. You're not here
Oh, yes, I do.
for you're not
Mr.
here
No,
for look how you're talking. You're not here for a serious conversation.
Yes, I am. Cutting me off every 2 seconds.
Is that what's happening?
Yeah.
All right, look, I
No,
gave you
can I ask you questions?
I gave you an opportunity to
No, I need to ask my question.
show like you can be normal, but you can't.
See that? You gave them an opportunity to prove that they can be normal, but you just can't be normal, girl. What's wrong with you, man? You just can't be normal. Now, for those that don't know, this is GodLogc. You can find him at GodLogc 2. I was going to say 2.0, but you might end up landing on the guy called Orthodox, who actually thinks that he is the GodLogc. Author Dumpling, walks around now pretending to be logic. He's using the same style on YouTube. He's using the same style on TikTok. Not only that, if you look at his profile picture, Author Dumpling decided that not only that. And then at the end of the video, you notice that the GodLogc sign comes up. I'm going to show you now an example, not now, in a minute. Let me see this guy. He says, bro, can you play Life's new video on the 2? Yeah, I'm going to show that one. Yeah, definitely. I will show that. That's the one I was talking about. Yeah, I've actually got it on my YouTube as well, my TikTok as well. So that video, guys, that we're talking about is the one where it shows you how he's being copied. But let's just watch one more. And again, remember, this is the Muslim logic. And this is my internet.
So just to be clear, you believe that Allah gives people cancer.
Allah says he sends down.
Sorry, what you say, Elijah?
We gotta download the videos beforehand, man.
Yeah, well, this is on you. This is on TikTok. I've done this so many for almost a year and a half now, but I'm not sure why it's being silly.
Yeah.
And I didn't have time to download. I didn't have time to download. So what I did was I actually phoned the tech IT department and I removed the switch I had. So the switch I had was maybe I thought that was the problem because I've been testing it and it's been working, but now it's not.
Yeah, I'll look into TikTok specific.
Yeah, let me actually. Somebody just said it. Let me just delete some of the tabs I've got open and see what happens. Let me just go back there, and let me just.
By the way, guys, don't forget to share while it still works. Maybe already restricted. I don't know.
Yeah, no, it is restricted. I think
Gifting suspended stuff for a while.
it is. What did you think was going to happen, man?
Of course.
Yeah, so I've deleted quite a few of the open. Okay, let's watch this one. Now, this one is talking about cancer. Who gives people cancer?
So just to be clear, you believe that Allah gives people cancer.
Allah says he sends down illnesses and the cure.
All right, so why would Allah give the baby cancer? See, this is an atheist argument that actually will work against your position. Why would Allah give a baby cancer?
And we don't know what the destiny of that baby was. That will be the throwback question. How do you know the destiny of that baby?
Is it wrong for Allah to give an innocent baby cancer for no reason?
Wrong according to what yardstick of judgment? Where do we get that label?
According to what is good and evil. Do you agree that to inflict an innocent human being without cause is evil?
In my moral framework, yeah, absolutely.
Right. So according to your moral framework, Allah is doing something evil.
The hadith says Allah is the creator of both good and evil.
Does Allah do good?
Yes.
Does Allah do evil?
Yes.
Thank you. Simple. So Allah does good and he does evil.
If simply doing simply means he creates the.
Oh, what a perfect time to stop. Does Allah do good?
Yes.
Yeah. So I don't even know how you can trust a God that does evil.
I see this writing.
So just to be
So guys, did you see that? This is what happens when you ask common sense questions. Common sense questions. He asked him, well, do you believe in a God that does good? Yes. Do you believe a God that does evil? Yes. Who's the one that does evil? Satan. This is what happens when you ask a Muslim to actually think, and then they don't think, and then they speak, and then when they do realize what they say, then they're like, oh, hang on a second, let me get my oars out so that I can be like the Norwegian football team and row.
Man. And it's funny because we've like had Muslims concede over and over that like Satan is Allah on your streams, or like implicitly some people literally said like, yeah, Allah is Satan.
Yeah, what's wrong with that? What do you mean, man? You saying something wrong with that, man? There ain't nothing wrong with that.
Right.
Let me just see what this one says. Okay, never mind. What is this? No. Okay, let me get rid of that. I'm just deleting some of the open stuff I've had. Okay, so watch it again, guys. Just remember, according to these people, who is the one that does evil?
clear, you believe that Allah gives people cancer.
Allah says he sends down illnesses and the cure.
All right, so why would Allah give the baby cancer? See, this is an atheist argument that actually will work against your position. Why would Allah give a baby cancer?
And we don't know what the destiny of that baby was. That will be the throwback question. How do you know the destiny of that baby?
Is it wrong for Allah to give an innocent baby cancer for no reason?
Wrong according to what yardstick of judgment? Where do we get that label?
According to what is good and evil. Do you agree that to inflict an innocent human being without cause is evil?
In my moral framework, yeah, absolutely.
Right. So according to your moral framework, Allah is doing something evil.
The hadith says Allah is the creator of both good and evil.
Does Allah do good?
Yes.
Does Allah do evil?
Yes.
Thank you. Simple. So Allah does good and he does evil.
If simply doing simply means he creates the act, yes.
Yeah. I don't even know how you can trust a God that does evil.
How do you trust a God that does evil? How? How do you trust a God that does evil? So we're just gonna watch a video now. Watch this, guys.
Profile picture.
So this one again is this is from Life.
Profile picture. Look at
This is from Life Friends.
his thumbnails.
What is wrong with you, man? Mute there. Not you know, in pause. I mean, sorry. Yes, Elijah.
No, I was just gonna say, like, friends, give him a shout out.
Yeah. So this is Life Friends. If you guys haven't watched him, Life Friends. There are many Life Friends 2.0, Life, and more Life. Now, watch what he does in this video, guys. In this video, he's actually going to show us what they have and how Author Dumpling is copying them, how he's trying so hard to be them. And the beauty of it all is you can try as hard as you want to be Logic. You ain't never gonna be him. You will always be in the shadow of the Dumpling or the Duck Lips, Lesbiano. You will never be equal to, you will be like Muhammad, always in the shadow of Christ. So let's see what he says now.
Profile picture. Look at GodLogc's profile picture. Look at his thumbnails. Look at our thumbnails. Look at his format. Look at our format. And now, ladies and gentlemen, look at what's new. We literally created a new design. This is something that I developed. Look at this.
That's partialism, Patrick. That's partialism, Patrick.
We created a 2.0.
So that was just an example. I'm going to let it play again. Hopefully it doesn't, stop and cause a bit of problems. But this is an example of, again, watching how these people are so, like Muhammad. They needed something. What did they do? They stole it from someone else. So Logic is the pioneer. Logic, him and Life are doing an amazing job. For those that are not following him, please, where have you been all your life? Go follow the dude. So again, if Logic is saying something, doing something, even when it comes to the spoon, to having the chef outfit, for even saying all we do is read, things like this, this is how you know 100% that these guys are like Muhammad. He took from everybody around him. He threw it into this pot and he said, let's just make this big old salad. And this is what we left with. We left with all of this nonsense. Let's see if it plays properly this time.
Profile picture. Look at GodLogc's profile picture. Look at his thumbnails. Look at our thumbnails. Look at his format. Look at our format. And now, ladies and gentlemen, look at what's new. We literally created a new design. This is something that I developed. Look at this.
That's partialism, Patrick. That's partialism, Patrick.
We created a 2.0.
We created 2.0. They took a 2.0 as well. Logic, I saw you still there. Did you see the video that I sent you earlier? I sent in the group. I sent a video, man. I don't know if you've seen that one. Yeah, and we're talking about watching funny videos. Since we're still on this with funny videos, for those that didn't watch the other day, it's in the group, Logic, if you've seen it. I know it's probably early morning for you there, dude. But let's watch another one, guys. This is from yesterday or the day before. The shin dilemma. He says, when people see my shin, they shall prostrate to it. The Quran teaches us that you can only prostrate to God and not to anything other than God. The Quran tells us if you prostrate to anything other than God, then Satan is the one making you prostrate. So by that sense, if Allah's shin is in front of you, then Allah's shin is Allah. Correct?
Okay.
So again, last time, can you say to me now that yes, Allah is his shin?
Okay, Allah is his shin.
And I worship the shin of Allah.
Okay, I worship the shin of Allah.
MashaAllah. Thanks for coming. He says, when people see... Now, the reason I show that video is, again, because of this dude called GodLogc. So GodLogc, man, he was talking to a guy called Creed, and he asked about the shin of Allah. And then I decided, hang on a second, that's the shin dilemma. So because the shin dilemma, you've got people saying now that you can worship the shin of Allah. Now, this is where the twist comes in. If you're allowed to worship the shin of Allah, and the shin of Allah is Allah, that means the eyes of Allah, that's not the shin of Allah, is another Allah. And if the hand of Allah is not the shin and not the eyes, then you've got a third Allah. So how many Allahs do you have? Not only that, if you're allowed to worship each of these individually, then the question then remains, if I worship the word of Allah, am I worshiping Allah? So you see how this dilemma, a silly dilemma that logic probably didn't understand the power that he had behind that one little question, has caused the shin dilemma for Muslims now to panic. I mean, you guys saw how yesterday, the day before, how they had no idea how to answer the question about, are you allowed to worship the shin of Allah? Is the shin of Allah Allah himself? And this is why you guys get cooked, Muslims. It's because you enter a religion that tells you don't think. It's all about blind faith. You can't make this up. So Avery, that's right, he asked a very good question. And that very good question, man, gets these people kind of messed up. So let's go to a few more videos and then we're going to come back to Islam. And now remember what I said to you guys. Remember what I said, that you're not allowed to ask questions. Now in this video tells you why learning logic and philosophy will take you away from Islam. So these Muslims trying to learn not just about logic, but learning about a guy called GodLogc will take you away from Islam. This is why it's so easy for GodLogc to cook these guys, because they have no logic and they're not allowed to use logic. Let's watch what this one says when it comes to people. Have logic. Go and use logic. Listen to this guy. And this is why we love this guy. He's got tens of millions of people listening to him on a daily basis. And this is the kind of things that he's teaching them. Let me get that.
We have a couple of minutes left, maybe 1 minute. Nihadul Islam says, is it permissible to learn logic and philosophy to debate with the atheists, non-practicing Muslims, secularists, modernists, etc., to prove various aspects of Islam and to refute their false accusations against Islam? The answer, generally speaking, no. This is totally prohibited. Not because Islam cannot answer these atheists or philosophy and logic ideas, but rather because this is one of the biggest gates of shaitan to corrupt your heart and your soul. As long as you believe that the Quran and the Sunnah are the ultimate truth, there's no need for you to study something that casts doubts on each and every aspect of your life. This is the satanic way of trying to divert you from Islam, and therefore this is totally prohibited. We know through history great scholars like Abu Hamid al-Ghazali, who went into studying philosophy and logic in order to respond to these philosophers and to the atheists and to the Greeks, theologians, etc. However, though he was a great scholar, he lost his compass and he suffered drastically and made real bad mistakes in regards of Aqidah, trying to communicate with them only to be salvaged like 30 or 40 years, well, decades later on, and to raise a white flag saying that I have done something that I should not have done. This is all the time we have. Until we meet next time, I leave you fi amanillah. Wassalam.
Okay, so watch this now, right? Now, Enzo in the chat, Enzo in the TT chat is saying exactly, right? He's thinking now this guy's got something. Watch my next video. After this one, I'm going to play this again. I want you to watch the next video. Why, when they talk to someone like GodLogc, their brain turns to mashed potatoes. Because the mashed potatoes is just a mixture of milk, butter, salt and pepper, and moosed up potatoes. That's it. There's nothing that you can chew on in there. You just swallow it like a baby. Now, the reason I'm saying that is you'll see in the next video how the guy tells you, for example, that even if it's in front of you, even if science says so, that it's never going to be so, because the Islam goes and says something else. So if something says, for example, that if it says that your sperm comes from your breasticles, and the science says it comes from your happy sack, guess what? The happy sack is wrong. Science is wrong. He says, even if you see it in front of you, ignore We'll see that in a minute, but I want to watch this again.
Wa alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. We have a couple of minutes left, maybe 1 minute. Nihadul Islam says, is it permissible to learn logic and philosophy to debate with the atheists, non-practicing Muslims, secularists, modernists, etc., to prove various aspects of Islam and to refute their false accusations against Islam? The answer, generally speaking, no. This is totally prohibited. Not because Islam cannot answer these.
I'll just pause it there for a second, but notice what it said. Are you allowed to use the logic? No, you're not allowed to use the logic. Now, let us go and see what type of logic could he be talking about. Watch this. Let me see if I can just find it. Where's this guy? Where's this guy now, man? Oh, there we go. There we go. Found him. Okay, let's see what he says. Watch this now. Remember what he said. Talking a bit again about the logic. Don't use logic.
Sperm is made between the ribs and the spine.
So this one is going to talk about the sperm, where the sperm is being made, right? These guys' things is between the breasticles and the backbone. Let's see what modern science says, and let's see if this guy is agreeing with it.
Sperm is made between the ribs and the spine.
No, it is not. It is made somewhere else.
This is in the Quran.
Then the Quran is wrong.
And Muslims believe it, no matter what the science says.
I beg your pardon? Can you say that one more time?
Sperm is made between the ribs and the spine. This is in the Quran. And Muslims believe it, no matter what the science says.
Wow. Wow.
And let me just stop my man over there. What is wrong with you believing something scientifically proven, man? What is wrong with you, man? If Islam says the sun sets in muddy water, guess where the sun be setting, man? If Islam says something, you can't go against it.
For a Muslim, this is not a contradiction. For a Muslim, this is belief.
Then,
for a Muslim, this is belief.
No, it is not. It is made somewhere else.
This is in the Quran.
Then the Quran is wrong.
And Muslims believe it, no matter what the science says.
I beg your pardon? Can you say that one more time?
Sperm is made between the ribs and the spine. This is in the Quran. And Muslims believe it, no matter what the science says.
Wow. Wow.
For a Muslim, this is not a contradiction. For a Muslim, this is belief.
Then it is a nonsensical, dumb belief.
The science says sperm is made elsewhere, and Quran tells us it's made between the rib and the spine. It is made between the rib and the spine.
Brother, we have evidence that you actually can see.
Even if we see with our eyes something to be in a certain way,
you have to believe what you see.
And Quran tells us it's not this way. We will say it is the way Quran says it is.
You must be kidding me, right?
That is belief. That is Islam.
I give up. One day I was exchanging with a Muslim and I asked him this question. If the Quran says, for example, that the earth is flat and we put you in a rocket and send you out of space, and with your own two eyes, you see that the earth is a sphere, would you say that the Quran is wrong? He said, no. That was the day I understood. With them, apologetics doesn't matter. Evidence, arguments, logic, all of that are irrelevant to them. But this also had made me realize as a Christian that I should not only arguing and giving reason of my faith to people, but I should also spend the same amount of time or even more praying for them. Because there is a certain type of unbelief that is not a physical matter, but a spiritual one. Pray for them. I hope this helps. I rest my case. God bless.
That's right. Pray for them. Now listen what the guy said. Even if I see it in front of me face, even if I see it, and the Quran says the opposite. I will not believe it. Do you guys see why it's so difficult to get through to Muslims saying, listen, we've got historical evidence. We've got the evidence that there was a crucifixion. History records this amazing event, this crucifixion. It was something that was well known at its time. Do you believe what history says? They say no, because the Quran says something else. Because the Quran says something else, we now have to ignore everything else that's common sense and true. And then we have to say, well, hang on a second, let me just follow this nonsense, because Muhammad, the desert dweller that had this amazing connection with this thing that he thought he was, that squeezed him, let's ignore fact and let's just focus on this. You can't make this up, people. This is what happens when a Muslim, when Muslims take logic out. Remember what the guy asked the question was? Can I use logic? He said, can I use logic? What is the answer? Nah, why would you want to go and use logic, man? Why would you want to go use logic when you don't need to use the logic? So I was asked to show you guys this video. Let's see if I can. Let me just do that. Let's just watch a video and we'll see. It's just a 2-minute video, but let's learn together, watch together. Well, actually, let's sorry guys, we'll come back to that one in a second. I just want to focus on this one for now. Just sorry, but just so that we don't keep changing from one to the other. Let me just go back and show you guys another video now. Remember what we just saw. This guy tells us clearly that we 100% have to believe it, even if we
Maybe the gender is not
right. Now, the same guy, again, because he's a gift that keeps on giving, he's a gift that keeps on giving. Let's watch another video of him. Now, remember, this is Friday, people. Friday, we normally just watch videos of Muslims showing us why we should never become Muslim. So far, we saw now that logic out the window, not our God logic, but the Islamic logic out the window. Don't use logic, because logic is something that is logical, something that makes sense. Don't use something that makes sense. Believe that the dude lifted up his little finger and split the moon. Then they say that the moon is a reflection of Allah's face. On my live stream, a guy actually said that the God of Allah is the moon and the sun. The guy said it on my stream. He said, God is the moon, the moonlight, the moon. Remember, Muhammad split Allah's face, according to these people. This is the craziness of it. Now, this guy, again, is going to explain something about the science and how science is confirmed in Islam, or maybe he doesn't say that.
The baby's gender is not determined by XY sperm. Even if the science says this, Muslims do not believe this.
Well, all right, let's check it out.
Because in the hadith, we know that around the 40th day mark, an angel comes to the fetus and asks Allah, "Oh my Lord, would it be a male or a female?" And then Allah Azza wa Jal decides what it will be.
I mean, the hadith is just blatantly false. There's no way around this. This is actually evidence against Islam, not for it. This is like basic knowledge, but the baby becomes a male or a female at conception. The mother offers an X chromosome. The father either offers in another X chromosome, making it a female, or a Y chromosome, making it a male. This is a fact, and the hadith that he's talking about is simply wrong, which isn't that surprising. I mean, it's coming from a 9th century source. They didn't have the understanding of biology that we do today. So they either made it up, or this was kind of just a cultural idea that they all accepted, but it is blatantly false. And we know this for a fact.
This is a matter of belief for Muslims. Muslims do not believe in science. Muslims use science as a secondary tool, as long as it agrees with Quran and Sunnah.
Now, it would be interesting to see a Muslim respond to my video, because I'm sure there is a spectrum of belief around something like this. And I'm sure there's Muslims that disagree with this guy. However, this does go.
Again, there's the Daif Cape Town Wi-Fi. Point being, guys, once again, science has been, debunked because Islam says Allah, He's the one that decides the gender of the child, and the man has nothing to say. Yet science is saying that the man decides whether it's going to be a male or a female. He says, even if it was so, doesn't mean we're going to accept it, because that's what you do. You just do not believe. You just accept. Don't believe. You just accept. Let's see if I find another video that's going to work. That's the one. Now talking about science and stuff. Let's see about the science in Islam. Let's see what else they tell us about the science and whether science is something that we can learn from or whether science has been debunked. Has science been debunked in Islam? Ali Dawah, you absolute muppet.
The scientific...
For those that don't know, Ali Dawah is currently being charged, or being a woman has sent these two ladies that are living together have now officially charged Ali Dawah. They've got a case against him for harassment and yada yada because of his behavior towards them, because of the way he's been reacting and acting. They now have a case against him. But Ali Dawah, he's the one that started this trend. The one that says, we believe, we believe. I'm proud of that. I mean, this guy, he squeaks more than Michael Jackson ever could. More than Michael Jackson ever did.
The scientific miracles argument in the Quran got debunked. I was having a debate with a guy called Phil. Yes? This guy is a scientist or whatever he is, for that matter. I was debating with him. And I can remember this very clearly a couple of years ago. And I took an ayah in the Quran, which I am not qualified to do, which is start doing tafsir. So there was an ayah in the Quran which says that there are 7 heavens. So I was claiming, because of this whole scientific narrative, that this is talking about the ozone layer. Number one, it is haram for me to do that. Why? Because how can I give an understanding to the Quran, the ayah, with no qualifications? And who have ever said that this is the ozone layer? Then I was having a debate with this atheist guy and trying to tell him that there's 7 ozone layers. And he was saying to me, no, my friend, there are 6 ozone layers. And we say, let's go to the NASA page. So we went to the NASA page, and in the NASA page, guess what? It said that there is 5 ozone layers. So I looked at him, he looked at me, and I was thinking, I'm saying 7, you're saying 6, NASA is saying 5. That is where the penny drops for me. You know why? Because we are making claims about the Quran and specific verses, and because we was, not myself, I would say, but a lot of people were very insecure because of this scientific, discoveries or whatever it may be. And we was trying to fit the scientific narrative into the Quran, which was a big mistake, because it's as good as we were making science the guideline for the Quran to be accepted. This is nonsense. Yeah, we take the Quran, not science. To hell with science. Science changes tomorrow, today. They talk about the Big Bang. Now there's new studies or whatever, new findings that there was no Big Bang.
The scientific miracles have been debunked. What about this guy called Shamsi? Shamsi, what do you think?
Yeah, the sun rotates. I'm not slave of the scientists. We can obey whatever they say. Clearly, I see the sun moving. Say no, the earth is moving. And what is how fast is moving? That's some ridiculous speed, أخي. So, إيش هذا الكلام بسرعة؟ Yes, it's a kufr. Sheikh Ibn Baz said it's a kufr to reject the sun rotate on the earth. Because the clear verse, clear hadith. So we believe that, alhamdulillah. We are not in need of scientists to tell me about my belief. And that's me.
So we don't need scientists to tell us what we believe. We don't need scientists to tell us what we believe. Isn't that wonderful, guys? Isn't that wonderful, right? He says it's absolute nonsense.
One of the reasons I accepted Islam was the scientific miracles. I'll be honest with you. And now we know that this whole scientific miracles was absolute nonsense.
The scientific miracles was absolute nonsense. Absolute nonsense, not just a little bit of nonsense. It's absolute. Absolute. Meaning there's no other, there's no hope for anything else but absolute.
In total. But guess what? Allah led me to Islam. One of the reasons was because of the scientific miracles. And guess what? Did I leave Islam when this whole scientific miracle thing got debunked? No, I stayed because I grew in faith. And that's what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the Quran to the Bedouins. Don't say you have believed, but rather say you have submitted.
No, this verse in the Quran is something so important. Don't say that you believe, say you submitted. So you don't need to believe. You just submit. What are you submitting to? Who are you submitting to? You don't know. You guys have been witness. I mean, even we've been asking this question. What is Allah? Who is Allah? Where is Allah? No Muslim is able to answer the basic questions. I think, if I'm not mistaken, Logic actually asked this guy at Speakers in Leicester Square. He asked him, what is Allah or where is Allah? And this dude, he absolutely refused to answer the question. He couldn't answer the question because Muslims don't know what, who, where their Allah is, which is actually quite damaging for this religion, because some will say that he's at the lowest heaven, and then others will say, well, you know, he can't enter into creation. Can't enter into creation. I've got a guest on YouTube. Let me see. Dwayne, how are you, sir?
How you going, mate?
I'm very well, thank you. Are you a Muslim, sir?
Not a Muslim. Are you a Christian, sir?
I'm a Christian. Yes, I am.
Right. Do you believe in the Trinity?
You're already starting asking me questions. You don't even know what the topic is, do you?
No, I don't.
Ah, okay. So you see, that would be a nice way to start, is to actually know what the topic is and then start asking questions. Do you have a problem with the Trinity? No worries. Do you have a problem with the Trinity?
No, I just want to see how you rationalize it logically.
Well, that's really not the topic. But if you want to know, are you a Christian?
Yes.
You are a Christian. Are you a...
Yes.
Sorry. So are you a Trinitarian Christian?
I want to be asking about the Trinity.
I just want to know, are you a Trinitarian Christian?
Sort of, yes.
I don't understand what sort of means. Can you just do me a favor and tell me that Muhammad is a false prophet and Allah is not God?
Absolutely.
Say it. You just say it.
Allah is absolutely a false prophet, and so is Muhammad.
Okay.
Yeah, especially when we have, you know, those long nights with the men of Al Zud. Surely that guy's not a prophet.
Lovely jubbly. But listen, man, today we actually just showing videos of what Muslims have said and how they themselves are causing havoc in their own religion. So this isn't a topic. If you're a Muslim and you are defending the topic of what the Muslims are saying, then that would be perfect.
No worries, mate. Yeah, I just wanted to jump on here. Just, is my mic coming through okay? Because I just got a new setup.
It's coming up perfectly. Perfect.
Oh, it is? Beautiful.
Yeah.
No worries. Thank you very much. You guys have a good day. And I am a Trinitarian. I just wanted to see if you could defend it. You have a good day,
okay. No worries, my man. You take care.
See you, mate.
All righty. So, moving on, just trying to understand again. Remember what he said. Ali Dawah says that the scientific miracles is what brought him into Islam. Then finding out it wasn't true, he remained in Islam. It's like, I'm going to marry this woman because she told me that her V card is still in order. She hasn't done anything. Then you find out she was a loose goose. She was, you know, with everybody. And you're like, yeah, that's fine. Or it's like buying a car and you spend top bucks on the car and then you realize the car has no engine, but it's okay. I'm going to keep the car. You know, it doesn't matter. I'm going to buy this house. It looks amazing. And then you find out that the house is being condemned, but I'm going to live in this house. It doesn't matter. You buy food and the people tell you this food is the most delicious food you ever going to eat. And you find out it is absolutely tasteless or it's packed with too much of salt. And you go, yummy, yummy. This has been tasty in my tummy and I'm going to keep eating this food. So notice what is happening now. There's a trend going on. Instead of saying, I was lied to, this is false, and I will walk away from it, this guy's going, yeah, but even though the car had no engine, it was quite comfortable to sit in. So I'll sit in this car, even though it's not taking me anywhere. I'll go into this house and it's falling apart, but it might, there's only some parts falling apart. Other parts might not be falling apart. So I'm just going to live in the place that's not falling apart. That should be great because I will be safe there. This is what the guy is literally telling us. He's telling us that I've entered this religion, I'm finding fault in it, but it's okay. I'm just gonna be somewhere else, man. I'm just gonna pretend, I'm not, close your eyes and you don't see the damage. He entered the religion because of the scientific miracles, and then realizing that they were false, he still stayed in it.
One of the reasons I accepted Islam was the scientific miracles. I'll be honest with you. And now we know that this whole scientific miracles was actually nonsense.
That starts again. It's like me saying, come to Christianity. Jesus was crucified. And when you enter, I go, well, he wasn't really crucified. You're going to stay. The whole reason you came to the religion is because of the crucifixion and the resurrection, which is most important. And you go, yeah, but hang on a second. He wasn't crucified. He didn't resurrect. I'll stay anyways. Come on, man. Come on, man. I don't know what's going on with this. I apologize, man. As always.
As you're aware, and you're
yes.
5 minutes after the stream, I'll give you a super quick way to download.
Yeah, super. Because I tried to download it and I couldn't then play it. I couldn't find it to play it. I need to have a link to it when I on for the StreamYard. So if I download it, I can't find it. That's the problem.
Yeah,
I need to have a.
I guess 15 minutes after the stream, I'll show you.
Yeah, no worries. Perfect. Perfect. We'll do that. So again, we've seen one person, Ali Dawah, confirming that there's no miracles in Islam. Again, no scientific miracles. Guys, I haven't forgotten. The topic is logic cooking Muslims. We know that. But I'm letting Muslims cook themselves, and I'm going to drop a few logics in there because I want you guys to see how logic asking people simple questions, how simple questions can cause Muslims to absolutely lose their minds. This is why logic is at his best. And I used to get angry with him when he used to be on a panel with 7 or 8 people, and they used to mute him, they used to block him, they used to overtalk him, they used to, drop him, bring him up, drop him. I used to get so angry with the dude. I'm like, just walk away, because I didn't understand the mind of the man. Now that I understand the mind of the man, I sit back and I have a bit of a chuckle. I have a wee bit of a chuckle because watching this dude actually work is intense. It's fantastic. It's fantastic. And Oz, man, we all love some beans on toast. We all do love them beans on toast. Let's just watch this guy. This guy again. The Muslims don't like him. The Muslims don't like him because he goes against Islam more. He's cooked Islam more than me, Logic, and any other person that you've listened to. This guy's done more damage.
An academic channel, right? You're well aware, nobody in the academy affirms the Muslim Sunni science of hadith. Nobody. It is considered to be completely discredited. I'm just being factual. I'm describing. I'm not saying which one is right or wrong. I'm just saying the max you'll get, like Harold Motsky and others are going to say, well, we can say that some hadith definitely go back to some tabi'un.
Mm-hmm.
That's like the max you can say.
Mm-hmm.
As for definitively stating that the hadith go back to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, at this stage of my life, I will have to say this is what I say as a believer, not as an academic.
Now, I paused it there. It's the end of it. We're going to watch it again. Notice what he said. Again, he's got 2 caps. The one cap that he puts on is the Islamic cap. The other one is the common sense cap. The Muslim cap says, okay, the hadiths have to go back as far as Kutam, as far as Mo, as far back as him, and he said it, so it must be true. That's what his Muslim cap is saying. If this dude put on his logical, his academic cap on, he then has to change his mind and say, well, I don't have sufficient evidence to prove that. And he says, nobody can prove it. None can prove this. And if they can't prove it, then guess what's going to happen? They're all daif. So, and one of the things I wanted to say for you guys that listen, please listen carefully to this. You had this girl called Cora the Explorer, who said nobody judged Muhammad sleeping with a 9-year-old, and she said even John of Damascus didn't object to that relationship. That's what she said. What you guys and me didn't actually think about was this: those hadiths came after John of Damascus. That's right. After John of Damascus, 200 years after Muhammad, 200 to 300 years after, 250 years after, that is when the hadiths came. So John of Damascus wasn't privy to it. He was already passed on. He was like Muhammad, rotting in the sand, rotting in the grave, unlike our risen Christ. So how can you object to something that's not there? So this is something important to remember. When they say to you, show me how if John of Damascus went against Muhammad, don't forget, it didn't exist at that time because this was still being fabricated. That's just by the way. One more time, tell us again, my man, what are you saying?
As you're aware, and you're an academic channel, right? You're well aware, nobody in the academy affirms the Muslim Sunni science of hadith. Nobody. It is considered to be completely discredited. I'm just being factual. I'm describing. I'm not saying which one is right or wrong. I'm just saying the max you'll get, like Harold Motsky and others are going to say, well, we can say that some hadith definitely go back to some tabi'un. That's like the max you can say. As for definitively stating that the hadith go back to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, at this stage of my life, I will have to say this is what I say as a believer, not as an academic.
I mean, I tell
as
you,
you're aware,
that's a boom shakalaka right there. That is a boom shakalaka right there, which is quite embarrassing if you are a Muslim. I would say it's absolutely 100% embarrassing, because if you can't prove the hadiths go all the way back to Muhammad, how in the world can you prove that the Quran goes back to Muhammad? How do you do that? Make that make sense. If you can't prove the one, you can't prove the other, because you're using the same logic, using the same idea of people saying the same things. This is what's going on. He's confirming that you can't prove it. So that's right, Phil. So what do you say? We believe. We believe. That's all you've got, guys. You've just got Muslims screaming out, we believe, and that's it. Now, Muslims, if you think that this, I'm saying something that's against Islam, after repeating what these guys are saying, you're more than welcome to request and explain it to us, because once again, this is what the Muslims are saying. Now, there's another hadith, what is the ruling on that I wanted you guys to watch, which is something I didn't think about, but it is also quite true. You guys have seen in Muslim homes, you've seen along the mosque, you've seen that what they've done is they've put up Arabic writings on walls and stuff like that. Now, the question to this Muppet again is it okay to do that? Is it allowed to hang Quranic verses, the word of Allah? Are you allowed to hang these on your walls? Let's see what he says.
What is the ruling on hanging verses of the Quran on walls? The most authentic opinion is that this is not permissible. Why? This is the word of Allah. We're not hanging a photograph or a portrait of some other artist. It's the word of Allah. Scholars say that Quran was not revealed to be a form of decoration, as we see in some masjids, or in the vast majority of masjids in the Muslim world. Could it be that all these Muslims are wrong, Sheikh? Answer is yes. Because who defines whether we're right or wrong? The Quran and the Sunnah. And the understanding of the three favorite generations, companions, tabi'een, tabi'in. And they did not do any such thing. The Kaaba never had verses of the Quran written on it. The walls of the masjids, whether in Mecca or Medina, never had the Quran written on it. And if it was something to be followed or to be done, the companions would have done it, the tabi'een would have done it. So hanging the verses of the Quran is not honoring it. It can be insulting it, taking it as a form of decoration, especially when people don't pay attention to it, especially when they pay a lot of money just to show off with it.
Come on, Sheikh, rattle and roll. He needs to upload. Maybe he's getting revelation. Took 23 years, guys, so just be patient. If it took 23 years to come to Muhammad, give me 23 seconds. Unbelievable. You can't hang it up on the wall either. The word of Allah, just to remind you of what he said. It's like if we hang up the words, be good to others, and you read it on your wall, and Allah's getting offended to you because you have it on your wall saying be good to others as a reminder. Don't you guys feel that this God of Islam is just hung up, excuse the pun, on all kinds of weird stuff? I mean, this dude is just hung up on everything. Anything and everything. He's hung up about something. It's like, come on, man, just, take a break. Allah, Muhammad, take a break, dude. You guys are so angry about everything. So now we know that you're not allowed to have this on your walls. You're not allowed to have it on your walls because this is not good for you. This is what happens when you listen to these Muslims. At the end, you're like, okay, well, how many is that? 12,444,000 different videos. There's different laws that you can and you can't have. It's like, come on, man, we've got way too many laws and now you're giving us even more. This is the craziness of this entire religion. Every day, there's just something new, something more. And this is why it's just such a problem for Islam. Now, I'm going to use the finished work. I'm not sure if he's still here. He sent us a couple of videos. And again, this is looking at how the Islamic dilemma is destroying and spreading kufr and apostasy amongst the ummah. People like GodLogc and other greats like Chris Claus and Giant DOC, David Wood, Sam Shimon, and again, there's loads of brothers and sisters on TikTok and YouTube are doing amazing jobs as well, not excluding them. But these guys are causing people to leave Islam. As what's his name? Author Dumplings said, he said, he gets hundreds of people sending him messages saying that they're having trouble, man. They're having trouble. Now, you can say what you like about Sam, but Sam, when you debate him, you're going to get cooked. I'm not condoning a damn thing Sam does. Because I think that Sam needs to be prayed for. I think that Sam he's just focused on a lot of the bad instead of the good. So keep him in your prayers. But let's just listen to this. Now, this is a long video. I'm not going to watch the whole thing, but watch this.
Islamic dilemma. The Islamic dilemma doesn't exist. Have you heard about the Islamic dilemma? No. Are you familiar with the Islamic dilemma? The Christian delusion? Yeah. It doesn't follow. The amount of Christians that have recently come and thrown this quote-unquote Islamic dilemma at me, as if it's their trump card, as if they've just summoned Exodia, the forbidden one, when in reality they basically just summoned Karibo. It does absolutely nothing. They have tried to create something called the Islamic dilemma. The so-called Islamic dilemma. Cooking the so-called Islamic dilemma. Well, explain the Islamic dilemma to me. What's the Islamic dilemma? I think you know, Ali. I think you know. I think you know. No. I think you know. He also ran. All of you guys are running. If you love the Islamic dilemma so much, me and Dean are ready to debate it. Let's do it. 2v2. Anytime anywhere, any fair, moderated platform, we are there, and you're going to get baked, with all due respect, because this argument is terrible. It's trash.
A recent checkmate I've been hearing from Christians is the Islamic dilemma.
You know, this is one of the most childish things I've ever heard. And I don't know how anybody thinks this is like a good argument.
Yeah, look, Jay, I think you went to get a phone call. Jay, the main point to draw is that there is no contradiction, unless you can demonstrate a logical contradiction, with being in continuity with something while also claiming that what came before you is overall corrupted and has a lot of falsehood in it. There's no contradiction with it.
I'll just stop it there for a second while it's trying to update itself. Notice again, they denying that the Islamic dilemma exists. Even little old me, little me, has run the Islamic dilemma and still hasn't had anybody make me humble myself enough to say that, well, guys, I think I actually, the guy didn't win that debate. He didn't win that conversation. It doesn't matter whether I'm on a Muslim platform or my own platform. If you speak to a Muslim about the Islamic dilemma, they can't answer the logical part of it. Because remember, you're not allowed to do the logical stuff. Not allowed to. Am I sharing my screen? Yes, Bolt, I am, if you're talking to me. So again, people, this is what's important now. They denying that the Islamic dilemma exists. They denying that the Islamic dilemma exists after being destroyed by the Islamic dilemma. Now, the only way to ignore something is to refuse to accept that it existed. Right? If I say that, oh, I got you. I didn't put on the screen. My mistake. Apologies. I got you. Yeah, I left the picture on. Sorry about that, chaps. But watch it again. But again, notice what happens now. They're allowing themselves to ignore that this exists. And if it doesn't exist, you don't recognize it. I'll give you guys an example. When I was in Colombia, I was outside a town called Cartagena. In Cartagena, just outside of it is a wee town. Not even a town, it's just a wee little suburb. Now, in that suburb in Cartagena, they had no electricity. They had no running water. Yet, there were thousands of people living there. Thousands of people living there. Now, and this is one of the orphanages that I helped, I was supporting and did a lot of work in that orphanage in Cartagena, Colombia. And I actually went to visit and to make sure that the money that we were using was actually being used and not being filtered out of the system. Now, I asked the question, why is it that we have no electricity and water, and why are people taking the electricity from the street lights, down further? You just see like long poles where they've connected themselves to street lights to get electricity. And they said to us that if the government recognizes that the place exists, then the government is obligated to now provide water and electricity. But if they ignore that it exists, then they're not obligated to now provide the necessary things that the people would need. So if you ignore something, it doesn't exist. If you accept that it does exist, then you've got to do something about it. Now, these guys, by them saying that the Islamic dilemma doesn't exist or they don't know what it is just them ignoring the fact that they have been cooked by anyone that has a little bit of knowledge of the Islamic dilemma. If the Bible is true, Islam is false. If the Bible is false, Islam is still false because Islam is telling you to use false scripture. Either way, the Quran is false. Islam is false. That's how simple it is. Now, if me, a simple old me, is able to run this topic and still cook Muslims with it, this is why they ignore it. This is why they won't accept it. Let's just watch the start again.
Familiar with the Islamic dilemma? The Christian delusion? Yeah. It doesn't follow.
The amount of Christians that have recently come and thrown this quote-unquote Islamic dilemma at me, as if it's their trump card, as if they've just summoned Exodia, the forbidden one, when in reality they've basically just summoned Karibo. It does absolutely nothing.
They have tried to create called the Islamic dilemma.
The so-called Islamic dilemma.
Cooking.
You know, I'm checking my Wi-Fi. Everything is on top.
The so-called Islamic dilemma.
What's the Islamic dilemma? I think you know, Ali. I think you know. I think you know. Explain.
Ah, okay. I just did an internet test and it's 500 on the download and 500 on the upload MBPs. And that should be perfect. That should be enough.
No, I think you know. He also ran. All of you guys are running. If you love the Islam.
Point taken. If you love the Islamic dilemma, that's what's going to happen.
This is my friend.
Hold on 1 second, brothers. Hold on 1 second. Hey guys, block that dog. Finished work. Block that dog.
Yeah, block him, guys. Guys,
block. Kick him out.
Yeah. And there was a guy. Yeah, and there was a guy. There was a guy named.
Horrible.
That was my dream. That was my dream.
That's
That was
the message
really
from
my
Blake.
dream.
Shut the hell up, Blake. Shut up. You talk too much. كان جيك غادي في دبي تعرف شو ندير لك ولا بيجيك النيك طريحه هيك كبرى. Blake, you understand me? Oh, yo.
So this again, sorry, I just jumped over to another video. This is the finished work. The guy's called the finished work 3.0. The finished work 3. This is the example, guys, or for those that don't know this. Yes, it's cell internet. No, it's not. It's a fiber internet. I think that's what you meant. But look at this guy called the Orthodox Muslim. This is the guy that wants to debate logic. The same guy that's awful and disgusting. It's fiber. Evil and awful and disgusting. And he's talking to a woman and he's saying that he would do something evil to her, like raping her. Imagine that, guys. This is the type of person that we're dealing with. Someone that has zero respect for anything and anybody.
What an absolute bot. Next Muslim, please.
This is back to the logic effect.
I'm going to go ahead and put the nail in the coffin. I thought that you guys got the memo, but we can go ahead and dead this argument. Let's go and do it logical.
Finished already. Look at me. You know this. All right, so what's the injil?
I thought that the prompt said Islamic dilemma is undefeated.
You are the failures. You are all the failures. Wallahi, you have failed. Yes, and we've been talking
All right,
about
so let's
what's the injil? That's part of the Islamic dilemma.
I'll wait for you to finish.
Part of the Islamic dilemma is what's the injil. So what is it, bro?
It's irrelevant.
I'm going to start it again. I just want to hopefully it loads itself up. But notice what the question is. Abu came in thinking he's going to do something. And then Logic just said to him, what's the Injil? Have you guys noticed that when Logic asked that question, what is the Injil? What's the Injil? What's the Injil? We've been asking this again. I've been asking this for 6.5 years on TikTok. What's the Injil? No Muslim has been able to give us what the Injil is. No Muslim has been able to tell us what the Injil is. This is the beauty of this whole thing. Tell us again, man. Let's start again. The logic effect. Let's see what logic does to people's brains.
What an absolute bot. Next Muslim, please.
And this is what's beautiful. Listen to logic. Next. Next. It's like, oh, you had your chance, dude. Next. He's been going through these people like Mia Khalifa was going through men on the set of one of her shows. You can't make this up. This dude has been just knocking them out the park like a baseball player. He's just like a home run. You can't make this up, man.
Yeah, we are, man. So that's word, man.
Nothing, boy.
I'm going to go ahead and put the nail in the coffin. I thought that you guys got the memo, but we can go ahead and dead this argument. Let's go and do it logical.
Finished already. Look at me. Look at me. You know you're done.
All right, so what's the intro?
I thought that the prompt said Islamic dilemma is undefeated.
You are the failures. You are all the failures. Wallahi, you have failed.
Yes, and we've been
All right,
talking
so
about
let's
That's part of the Islamic dilemma.
I'll wait for you to finish.
That part of the Islamic dilemma is what's the injil. So what is it, bro?
It's irrelevant.
What's the Injil? Oh, it's irrelevant. What's the Injil, man? No, it's irrelevant. We don't know. We don't know what it is. Oh my gosh. For those, let me give a shout out. It's called The Finished Work 3. The Finished Work 3. Please, guys, give him a follow and help him become famous, man. Let's give him a shout out, as well as go and give him a follow, like, subscribe. Yeah.
Do you see the little warning on your TikTok?
I saw that consuming substances featured in this live could harm your health.
Do Muslim, guys. Never do Muslim.
Oh my gosh. Consuming substances featured in this live. I'm not sure if they're looking. Never.
Now, I can answer the question as what it is, but let's first define what the argument is.
You're dumb. You're stupid.
Hey, bro, please don't manifest, bro. I haven't come up here over talking, but...
Abu Nori, you started off by ignoring my question and saying that what I asked was irrelevant.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did.
Really quick. So when you start off, Abu Nori, by dismissing the direct question that I asked you and think that you're going to filibuster and talk beyond that, that's not how this goes, buddy.
Hello? Hello? Anybody home?
I'll let you finish. Right.
All right. So now that we got that understood, what is the Injil?
All right, is it my turn to talk?
It's your turn to talk. Answer directly.
Bro, do me a favor, bro. Do me a favor, bro. Stop tripping.
Why are you running? Why are you running?
Firstly, now let me address what
You gotta love it, man.
you just said. The Islamic dilemma has two core tenets. Can we discuss what they are before we deflect to something else?
What does the word true mean?
Something that's true. I don't mind answering your very easy question, but we know there's like 20 questions after. Firstly, can we define what the Islamic dilemma is for everybody, please? Thank you.
Wallahi, I realize the Muslims are the problem. In fact, if I'm going to continue making videos, the only right thing is to make videos about you.
So this is going to be your last chance. If you do this one more time, bro, you're out of here.
Revelation given to Isa. Can we move on?
What was that?
Hey, see what I mean? Now you're asking another question. Stop.
This is what the Islamic dilemma is. This is another one.
No, sir. The Islamic dilemma is that the Quran confirms your book. I wish you would one, bro.
Next. Thanks for running from the question. You said that was very easy.
Hey, get down.
It's over again. It's over, bro.
End of story. Rectify your Islam. Sit with yourself and convince yourself that I'm stupid.
Don't cry, habibi. Wipe those tears away. I know it hurts to be wrong every day. Why, that's all you got to say.
You can't make this up, people. That's right. You can't make this up. But this again is what logic does to people. This is what I'm saying. This is the logic effect. This is why we're talking about the logic effect, how Muslims are just cooked. The Muslims have absolutely nothing to stand on. absolutely nothing, especially when it comes to this guy called GodLogc, and just a simple conversation with him, how they just cook themselves.
I don't know what it's like to say big dog. I am a recent revert. When do I get a 6-year-old wife?
Okay, so this one is brilliant.
How does that stuff just randomly pop up while he's? How does this even work? Oh, it automatically jumps in with the super chats because that's a super chat.
Oh my god!
It's funny that he's a recent reaper.
It's funny in the middle of the ranting. Chat is being read out.
For those that don't know, there was a super chat being read, and the super chat asked the question about what?
Big dog. I am a recent revert. When do I get a 6-year-old wife?
Somebody said, I'm a recent revert. When do I get a 6-year-old wife? I mean, that was when you make it speak, the super chat. But my gosh, it fitted in so perfectly with this whole thing. And AP, man, he just cracked.
How does that stuff just randomly pop up while?
Let's see if I can find another. We'll keep it short because obviously it's not playing. It's not playing.
Yes, this little brain. Yeah. Okay, it's quite little. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes. We are failing. We are absolutely failing the ummah. We are not doing what.
Man. Man, oh man, oh man. Let me see, man, if I can do this. If there's any Muslim now that wants to come up, we might as well just go back to a Muslim trying to make it make sense.
We are failing. We are absolutely failing the ummah. We are not doing what we're supposed to be doing. We're focused on entertainment.
Yeah, guys, we'll just let's see if we can just invite some Muslims now to have conversation. I think that's the best way to do it. Because right now I think this is not doing its job for me. I just need to work out a few of the kinks in it. Let me see if I can do this. Let me see if I can do this. If I can go to what in the world? And those that are not following, please, again, if you can follow, it will be brilliant. I promise you I will be doing more to fix up this interweb stuff. But while I've got you here, let's just see one or two more if I can get Logic just to work over here. Let me see if I can get Logic to work over here. Like this one over here where let me see. Where you at now? Just checking, people. I apologize as usual, but let me see if I can go to Logic's page itself. Any Muslim that wants to join, and tell us about the wisdom in Islam, then we can take it from there. Just let's go to the wisdom of Islam and see how it goes. Because so far, all I'll say is this, is that if Islam is true, then Islam is false, because Islam is making so many false claims. One of the things that I'd like to also talk about is,
I can prove to you that Christianity is not real, and it was actually created by Paul, and it's Paulism in less than a minute. Paul never met Jesus, but he claims to know everything about him.
He means Muhammad, right? He's got to mean Muhammad. Yeah, he's talking about Muhammad for sure.
Paul is the one who has shifted the entire narrative around.
Never mind. I apologize. Never mind. Let's just end this over here. Well, let's just end this
on what Jesus' teachings were.
Oh, like Muhammad? Yeah, like Jesus came to change the law when he said he never came to change the law. Muhammad teaching that Jesus spoke from a cradle. That he was never crucified. Not the Son of God. Yeah, like Muhammad.
Instead of Paul focusing on Jesus' life, he focused on his death and his resurrection.
Seon Kim, in the dictionary of Paul in his letters, notes that Paul alludes or references the teachings of Jesus at least 25 times. A good example is in 1 Corinthians 11, where Paul explicitly talks about Jesus on the night he was betrayed in instituting the Lord's Supper. He was very, very obviously aware of the gospel message that Jesus taught.
Paul claimed that his
Yeah, no, now I'm done. Now I'm done. Ain't no more.
Jibril is so upset, bro. He's really upset.
Who is?
Jibril.
He's definitely, that's right. And then you got Enzo going, or type and versus logic on Stephen Live. Enzo, why don't you join up? We'll go all the way back now to the other topic of the day. Enzo, join Enzo, and let's go back to another topic. So, guys, I apologize. I know we're supposed to go to all these videos and stuff, but unfortunately, you know, stuff happens and we got no control always of what goes on. But what we can do is using the logic effect, I want to see if maybe I can have some type of effect. Now, I want Enzo to come up and tell me all about the Anas video and the Anas, the one he wants us to go to. Because as you can see, Enzo, I've got problems with my interweb. But I'm inviting you, Enzo. I invited you, Enzo, to come and tell us about how Anas and As, if that's the one you're talking about, how an As got ripped a new one. Would you like to join us?
Bro, I think he left when you said, like, join us. Like, I actually think I can't find him in the box.
I sent him an invite, that's probably why. But this is what happens when you ask a Muslim to make something make sense. Oh, Christ follower, sorry. You there? Christ follower.
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Now I can, that's right. Now
Okay. Yeah, okay. So first off, I mean, I'm a Christian, and I really appreciate all the things that you're doing. If I've not watched your stream in a day, yeah, it's like something is wrong with me. So I just want you to, like, I learned a lot from you. So I just want to bring up like two things that came across my mind, because I've been on your platform one time about when the guy was talking about the Torah and Injil, trying to debunk the Islamic dilemma, and then he got caught up when it went all the way back to Moses. And we were trying to figure.
Before you continue, my brother, can you tell me, what do I tell people that have a smoke detector in the house beeping in the background?
Oh my God, I can't remember. I'm so sorry about that.
First thing you got to do is think about yourself and your family.
That's
the
true.
Smoke detector is there for a reason. It's not decoration. So what you need to do is change.
I'll change the battery. Yeah, I will change the battery.
Now it's funny because this last night my smoke detector in my son's room went off.
Yeah.
And I took out the batteries, and now that you just reminded me, I forgot to change it, so it's lying on his bed.
Oh my! That's the hikmah.
That's right. So now you've given me a reminder. Drafted, am I lagging on YouTube or on TikTok?
Okay, so can I go ahead? Can I proceed?
Yes, sir.
All right. So now I'm thinking about two things to do to kind of like better help. I mean, I'm nowhere near the level of your knowledge, but I think in my own little way, if there's a way I can, support the apologetic that's going on, I can chime in. So I'm thinking to kind of like better give it clarity, because when all this Muslim comes up to debate, they shift the goalposts here and there. So I'm working on, I'll call it a small project, to get out a timeline of all the individuals, the prophets, named them the biblical figures and the kings and whatever, all the way up onto Jesus, and also draw the Islamic timeline prophets as well that was mentioned, and that way that could be used to actually walk them through where exactly is the Injil and what was on ground when Jesus came. Well, Torah was Jesus confirming if it's the corrupted one or the uncorrupted one, because that would make it really difficult for them to shift between, the years that they're claiming that it got corrupted, or maybe Allah sent it or not. What do you think about that kind of a project?
Absolutely, bro. I would suggest, I've been saying this for a long time. If you want to do something, always get a pen and paper.
Yeah.
And make a lot of notes. I've got 5 books that I've made notes on. I'm not even
Awesome.
joking. But those, let me show you guys this. I've shown it before, but I'll show it
Yeah.
on this channel over here. Let me just find this. So let me just remove this. Okay, so if you look at my screen, I've got this book, right? For those
Yeah.
that see this. I've got five books like this, and I have them in front of me because I can't remember everything.
That's true.
So I make notes and I take and I try to remember, but I haven't organized it. So I just wish I had more time to actually, for example, start with Muhammad and have it organized. But on my tabs on my computer, what I've done is I've actually saved a lot and I've put them into different categories. So, for example, corruption in the Quran, I can go to it. Text drafted, I deleted about 12 of the things I've got open, but a lot of them is to make music. So maybe that's the one that's dragging. But so what I do is I make a lot of these notes and stuff, and try to keep it organized. So if you're going to start now, what I would suggest you guys do is when you actually make these notes or whatever, have a book, for example, for Christianity and one for Islam. Mine is a mix of everything.
Okay.
I wish I had made a book that started off with, for example, Muhammad, then Quran, then evidence. Then in the Bible, I would have Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. I would ask, have ideas of what each of them said and whether they're true or not. Who were they talking to? Who are they addressing? Because we kind of miss out on why we have the 4 and who the 4 are addressing and what they're talking about, and then we can always come back to the different, and then have another book with Muslim, not contradictions, Muslim arguments. So if a Muslim comes up and they argue or something, have a book based on the Muslim argument so that you can refer to that book. Now, they got lots of new arguments. They're trying, for example, the mustard seed and stuff. They're trying their best to always come up with a new argument. And when they start that, write that down. I go to Muslim Lives because I have another account that no one knows of. And I go to that account and I listen to what their arguments are. I listen to their arguments.
Right.
And then I go back and I actually go and do research to see if that's a valid argument or not. Most of the time, it's absolute rubbish. For example, they go to a book, the Bible, talking about a parable, a story. And they say that this is Jesus lied telling a story. So it's a story. In the story, it's you can say, okay, the mustard seed is the smallest seed.
A parable doesn't necessarily have to be true. It's just to convey a message.
That's
basically
right. Now the Muslim doesn't get it.
And that's why it's called parable.
Exactly. Now, what you need to ask a Muslim is, if they ask you a question like that, you need to ask them, well, are you willing to talk about the parable of the mustard seed when you, in your Quran, has that the sperm is created in the backbone and the chest?
Right.
That is more of a problem because that is factual according to Islamic God and to Islam. Whereas the story, for example, I can tell you a story about a bird that spoke.
Right.
You're going to attack me for my story about a bird speaking? My question would be, well, what is the message of the bird?
Correct.
Rather focus on what the message is over the fact that the bird is speaking, because in the Quran, you've got talking ants.
Yeah.
So don't tell me about a parable, a bedtime story, or a story to convey a message to make people understand it. When in your Quran, you're confirming something. You're not saying it could be, you're saying it is.
Okay.
So make notes, take notes, as I say, and then come back to it, ask yourself, reread it, and sometimes, like I'm doing now, I'm actually looking for something, but the problem is because it's written in different books, I need to then start searching in all the books to see where the answer I'm looking for is. Very frustrating. I wish I had organized myself, but I never thought at any point that I would be doing this as much as I am doing it now.
I mean, the thing is, once you started, it get interesting because the more lies you see from the Islamic side, the more you want to learn about it and find out what exactly is going on.
And that's the craziest. And the craziest thing is now I'll give you an example, right? When we're talking to Muslims about religion, and we're trying to understand about what the Bible, and I watched a live saying, Christianity is false because the four Gospels don't say the same thing.
Oh, do you know my problem with that? I will be more worried about it being a lie if they all say the same thing word for word, letter for letter, because that means minds have sat together to produce the same thing.
Copy and paste.
Correct.
Now, for to understand that, I had to go in now and do a wee bit of research. And let me say this: when you're understanding it from that perspective, understanding it from the four different writers, Matthew, when we look at Matthew,
Right.
He was a Jewish man writing to a Jewish audience.
Correct.
His primary reason for his gospel is to demonstrate that God has kept his ancient promise to Israel. Now, only the Jews would understand this. So, using the old scriptures as evidence that Jesus is the promised Messiah. So Matthew, has a different focus than as to Mark. So who was Mark? Mark was, again, a Jewish man writing to the Roman audience. When you're writing to the Roman audience, he was focused more on what Jesus did more than what Jesus said. He didn't emphasize on the Old Testament scriptures. Now, these are my notes. I'm reading my notes. I've got to come back with my notes because I can't remember everything, right? And then it goes on because it says, because the Roman audience wouldn't really care about that. They weren't interested about the Jewish history. That wasn't for them. So he focused on what they would understand, what they would believe. So he focused on what the Romans were interested in which was the healings, the miracles, and the control over nature. So that's what his primary focus was. Then you go over to a guy called Luke. Now, Luke, again, had a different audience because he wasn't an eyewitness and he never claimed to be, but he claims to have traced the information from many of the eyewitnesses. So now, again, we're getting a different point of view. And Luke, he wanted to write an orderly account. He wanted it to be in sequence, highlighting Jesus's love for the Gentiles and the lepers and the prostitutes, not just the Jews. Now, in addition to that, we have John, who gives us, again, a totally different one. So John, he writes with a clear intention of evangelizing. If you read his book, you'll see that he is evangelizing to us. And he writes to everyone. That's why when you read John 3:16, everyone is included. And this is the last gospel, so no need to repeat the previous stuff either. He doesn't need to say what they say. So when people go against these gospels, undermining them as an old trick in the book from the devil, but in reality, we have four gospels that complement each other rather than contradict each other, and they're all coming from different points of view. Now, tomorrow, if you, me, and Elijah had a conversation with someone about this live, you will give your perspective and I will give my perspective.
Right.
But it won't be identical because it's coming from two different eyewitnesses or two different sides.
This even happened in class when students sit in a class and the teacher or the lecturer is giving a lecture and you are putting down as much as you could to follow up through. You're not going to have exactly the same thing.
And if you go to a court case, in a court case, you'll never see two people say identical things.
Correct.
They will be, I was standing behind the car and then I looked up and I saw that he had blue shorts and a t-shirt. The other guy's like, well, I didn't notice the shorts and the t-shirt, but I did notice that he had an AR-7 because I know that weapon, blah, blah, blah. So again, it's you identify with different things. You might be, if I was on a beach and I was looking out straight ahead and you were on the beach looking out straight ahead and I asked you, what are you looking at? You could say to me, I'm looking at the woman on the beach, I'm looking at the
Right.
waves, I'm looking at the sea, or I'm looking at the boats out in the ocean. There's 4 different things. I could have chosen one of those 4 to focus on. I saw a beautiful Escaladen SUV new boat sailing past, and I'm thinking, wow, that's a nice boat. You, on the other hand, you looking at a yacht or a cruise liner because that's what you like. Now, we're not saying that we're not looking through at the same sea. It's just a different perspective. What our
Focus.
focus is on.
Right. So, and another argument that I'm thinking of, I mean, it might look like a lame argument, but that's something that they used to kind of like, am I allowed? God is one, there's anything unlike him. And this is something I've actually kind of like put like in an argument on chat before. And I asked the question, am I one? And it's like, oh yeah, you're one, and God is one. Yeah, so I'm one like God is one. Oh no, that's even a stupid question to ask. But
what you
if
need
God
to
is
ask, my brother, what you need to ask is one what?
Right.
See, you one human. You're a human being. What is Allah? A Muslim doesn't know what the Allah is.
No, it's nothing, basically.
Yeah, so then that's the you can't say I'm like Allah because Allah's one and I'm one. No, you one human. What is Allah? Muslims can't answer that.
Yeah.
Yesterday I had a guy confirm. I don't know if you saw the video. I had a guy confirm yesterday, people, that Allah is a shin, and he worships the shin of Allah as Allah. I'm
Oh
not
my
even joking.
God.
I just played the video. I played a video, man. The guy actually said that he worships the shin of Allah and the shin is Allah.
Wow.
Because Allah says that he will reveal his shin.
Right.
And the people will prostrate to the shin. So I said, if the shin is Allah and Allah is his shin, that means you're worshipping a shin.
That's right.
So sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. That's right. The shin. Now, this is again, Muslims, if you think that I made a mistake when it came to the shin argument, you're more than welcome to request up and prove me wrong, that maybe I didn't understand. Somebody did say it's a metaphor, but the early scholars said it's not a metaphor.
Well, but the thing is this, that's another thing they get away with. When they say it's a metaphor, they use that to get away. But when you ask them, a metaphor is a figure of speech that hides a message. What is that message in that metaphor? They can't say it. They don't know what the message is.
That's right. And this is where Islam falls apart, is because they are told, don't use logic, don't use common sense,
Right.
don't ask questions.
Because if I say James is a lion in the fight, you are not a lion, but that's a figure of speech that hides the message of how fierce and brave you are in that fight.
Yeah,
But they
you know,
can
it's
tell us why.
If you use the Bible, right, and you say in the Bible it says they annihilated the Amalekites.
Right.
That they were wiped out of the earth. Again, understand that they're later in the verse, it talks about the Amalekites. So that was a figure of speech.
It is.
That was
It's
just
an
a war
hyperbole.
term, a war speech.
Right.
But in Islam, when it says the sun sets in muddy water, you say, is that true or untrue? They say it's true. I mean, you saw a guy called Shamsi. He says that, and there's another guy that says, even if they see the opposite, if they see, for example, that the water is wet, they feel water is wet, and that, you know, that water is a liquid, and the Quran says no, water is a solid, they will deny that the water they see is liquid because the Quran says opposite. So it doesn't matter what we say, the evidence can be in front of them, and these guys will go against the evidence because the Quran tells them the opposite.
Yeah, that's why I cannot be part of that kind of religion. You're not allowed to think. And they would say it's logical. What's logical not thinking?
And this is what's heartbreaking, is that people are turning to this religion, or those that are, and they become Muslim, and then they've got to dumb themselves down and ignore common sense in order to continue being a Muslim. And that's where the sad thing, this is the saddest part, is that when you dumb yourself down to accept something less than, you are now passing that gene of dumbness down to your children. Now you're allowing your own children to ignore facts, ignore truth, and to just say, well, you know, we're just going to ignore that because the Quran says so.
Right.
And this is why we're left with a nation of people, or Muslim, unfortunately, Muslim countries have not produced anything in the last 1,000 years. They've just been hanging on the backs of the West and trying to, you know, move further, knowing that they have nothing to contribute. We've got Muslims saying that Islam hasn't contributed anything.
That's true, and that's why, and that's what I used to think of when they said, "Oh, Islam is brings modern technology, it brings this, it brings that, it brings calculus, it brings algebra." And I'm like, okay, look at Islam back then, and look at Islam today. Look at the Western civilization back then. Look at Western civilization today. We'll see a progression in the Western civilization climbing up. But if you want to stand on that fact that Islam, enlightened the West, bring technology and everything, well, what we see is a slippery slope going down. So you can't tell me they bring anything. That tells me when they go and conquer whatever technology they found there, they attribute it to themselves. They ruined it because they can't think, and then they go to the next nation, do the same thing.
And this is the problem when it comes to Islam, man. They absolutely don't understand, and they try to make it say something it doesn't say. Just hang on a second, my man. I've got a request on TikTok.
Sure.
Sahih Black Mamba. Just 1 second.
God bless you, brother.
What's up, my man? How you doing?
Can you hear me well?
Yes, sir.
God bless you, sir. It's a very good session. I wanted to say that. And God bless your speaker, the guy that speaks with you. Bro, you said that the Muslim obeys anything Quran tells them to do it, right?
That's
right.
Well, how come they do not obey 2946, which is also a nuclear, because tells them that they should believe, not question our revelation, and that we have same God. So why they don't obey that? I smell a foul play, but I wanted to share that with you.
No, that's your favorite. I know that, my man, and that is 100% true. That Surah 29:46 tells them that our God and your God is one, and to him we submit. It says you must tell them, I believe in what was revealed to us and what was revealed to you. My God and your God is one. That's what they say. Now, the Allah is telling us that we have one God, yet the Quran the Muslims are telling us something else. This is why I actually created a song, and the song is called, actually funny that, it's called We Just Read. And it says in this song, I've made that this morning. It's actually quite funny because, let me see if I can. It doesn't actually talk like that first, but yeah. Sorry, go on.
I want to say that I know that, I'm very I'm glad that you know about that. Not many people says that know about the 2946, but usually I say that to you because you have more experience, bro, and can use it for the glory of Christ, So that's why I wanted to bring this up. So, yeah.
No worries. While we're doing this, guys, I'm going to get me something to drink, and let's just listen to this song quickly. It's called We Just Read. Right? This, again, is just another song called We Just Read. Yes, sir.
God bless you, bro. Thank you for having me here.
God bless, dude.
Bless you, brother.
Yeah. We just read. It's the whole method. Eyes on the page. No fog machine needed. Listen, open up the book, let the sentence breathe. Line right there, no tricks up the sleeve. Words on a page, standing 10 toes deep. And the spin team wakes from apologetic sleep. Brother, context? Yeah, context is fine, but you turn one verse into a conga line. Left turn, right turn, moonwalk back. Now the verse needs a lawyer and a backpack. Christians read it, Jews read it, pagans too. Everybody says that says what it do. Then the dawah DJ hits rewind. Drake takes the text till it changes its mind. Wait, what? Read that again. It's funny how Christians, Jews, and pagans can read and repeat what Allah just said today. But a Muslim reads that same verse today and says, let me tell you what Allah tried to say. We just read. We just read. No gymnastics on the page, let the text proceed. We just read. We just read. If it says what it says, let it say what it said. Tongue twist, flip trick, verbal parkour. Plain little line turns into folklore. Not literal, not this, not that, not those. Tap dance, tapture with the miracle toes. Every hard verse gets bubble wrap packed. Every clear line gets abstract facts. If the meaning's right there, why you ducking the view? Why the sentence need bodyguards just to talk to you? You say translation, then switch to Emmerich. Then Meribit lands and suddenly it's rhetoric. Then metaphor knocks, then mystery walks. Then you don't understand when the plain text talks. Hold up. The verse had one job. One job. It's funny how Christians, Jews, and pagans can read and repeat what Allah just said today. But a Muslim reads the same verse today and says, let me tell you what Allah trying to say. We just read, we just read. No gymnastics on the page, let the text proceed. We just read, we just read. If it says what it says, let it say what it said. Spin it left, spin it right, spin it like vinyl. Or by the time you finish, the meaning went final. Verse walked in wearing plain black shoes, came out dressed like breaking news. No smoke, no spin, no secret code. We just read. Let the verse talk.
See that we just read. We just gonna read, people.
That's what we do.
That's right. And I've said this before. It's funny how Christians and Jews can read the verse of the Quran and tell you what Allah said. But a Muslim will read the same verse and tell you what Allah tried to say as a
they have to correct Allah. They have to correct Allah. That's what I've always been saying. They have to correct the all-knowing, trying to tell us what He's trying to say instead of what He said.
Yeah, so guys, as I said, man, I've made all these songs, guys. I'm you know, you guys have no idea, man. I need to sleep. I need to sleep. Between watching the football, the World Cup, trying to make music and find topics and do my 5 minutes of research, this is crazy.
All right, I'm going to be dropping off. Once again, God bless you and God strengthen you. I really appreciate, the stream. Like I said, I used to join the stream every morning, learn a lot. And that's part of what has motivated me to discuss what I'm planning to do, and sure, I will be going on with it.
God bless you, my man.
All right. Thank you so much, and enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you, sir.
I'll be backstage in the stream. Yeah, bye.
No worries. God bless.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, if there's any Muslim that wants to have this conversation, we unfortunately have a wee bit of this. We unfortunately having a wee bit of trouble with the interweb. I've tried to while watching that, listening to that song, I was trying to clean up a few things over here, and maybe it will work again. Maybe it'll work again. But what we can do, we can also watch. No, I lost that as well. Bugger. I was going to show you the guy that became a Christian. Okay, never mind. But that's fine. That's fine. I'm again, another song that I created, which is again all to do with the topics that we discuss. Everything is all topic based.
Yeah, Stone Cold Logic, big bass, no superstition. Let's go. I walked up close like Stone, what's the move? Stone said nothing, didn't catch the groove. No mouth, no tongue, no words, no tone. That's not a mystery, that's literally Stone. You can touch it, kiss it, circle all day. Still got rent and your bills to pay. Still got stress when you get back home, cause a stone can't answer, it just sits alone. No pulse, no breath, no spiritual phone. No leave a message after the tone. No wisdom dripping from a granite dome. It's still just stone, still just stone. A stone is a stone, let the bass line roll. It can't save your body, it can't save your soul. Don't bow, don't kiss, don't lift it high. You can't hear your prayers when you face that sky. A stone is a stone, don't dress it with flame. Touching it won't change its name. Circle it, face it, leave it alone. At the end of the day, it's still just a stone. Still just stone. once, maybe at the devil. Maybe it got famous on a whole new level. Maybe it was lying in the dust and the heat. Maybe it got stepped on by somebody's feet. Maybe someone kissed it, maybe someone cried, maybe someone pressed their hopes to the side. But it don't have feelings, it don't have pride. It's not alive, there's no soul inside. Don't venerate gravel, don't crown a rock. Don't ask a stone to tick like a clock. No blessing, no mercy, no heavenly throne. Just mineral silence in a black stone zone. A stone is a stone, let the baseline roll. It can't save your body, it can't save your soul. Don't bow, don't kiss, don't lift it high. You can't hear your prayers when you face that sky. A stone is a stone, don't dress it with fame. Touch it, it won't change its name. Circle it, face it, leave it alone. At the end of the day, it's still just I'm not mad at the people, I'm testing the claim. Can a rock with no breath really carry that name? Can a thing with no tongue speak truth from above? Can a stone with no heart give mercy or love? If it can't hear you, don't treat it as holy. If it can't answer, don't call it your homie.
Sorry, that's right. Guys, unfortunately, something has come up. I will go live again tomorrow, and on Monday, I'm traveling, and then I will go live maybe 2 or 3 times next week. It doesn't seem as if Muslims are wanting to join right now, but I unfortunately, maybe I'll go live again later. We'll see. Should be, let me just see if I can. Give me a second. I will go live if it is, let me just see. Where am I? I can go live maybe in about 2.5 hours. I will go live again and we'll have a different topic and we'll see if there's Muslims later. But I really got to go, guys. I'll do the sum on the next live. Really got to go. I apologize. But God bless you guys. And just remember, we don't hate Muslims. We love them. And I apologize. I will still check out to see what's going on with my interweb, and I will fix that. But I really apologize. Things came up. Some things come up. Talk to you guys soon. God bless.